I am really liking the talk of how arts can unify and build compassion and an understanding. And it's been wonderful to watch in the Whatcom County community how that's been happening with all the chalk art and the pop-up performances and various different things. And so I just can't encourage people enough to be creative and share it with your neighbors.
Hi, I'm Kevin Coleman, and welcome back to another segment of Bellingham Now. Today, I'm going to be speaking with Kelly Hart, Executive Director for Allied Arts. Welcome, Kelly.
Hi, thanks, Kevin.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good. For people who don't know about Allied Arts, can you tell people a little bit about who and what you guys do?
Well, we've been around for about 40 years, and in a nutshell, we try to help make it a vibrant community by connecting things through the arts. And that involves all sorts of different things. We work on cultural health and vitality of the community by involving visual artists and musicians in a variety of different things. We have our exhibits in our gallery. We have 3 different festivals. We have one of the largest Arts in the Schools programs in the state. We have 16 teaching artists that go into the Whatcom County schools. We do a lot of public advocacy on state, local, and national levels, as well as focusing on working with other organizations and developing strong programs that encourage creativity and inclusiveness.
That's awesome. So during this time, during COVID, there's been galleries that have had to close up. There's been, everybody has had to be hunkered down, so to speak. And so that has changed how people can go and visualize arts. How has your business changed during all this?
Well, like everybody else, we had to close down. We are a staff of 2.5. Fortunately, most of what we do is administrative, so we could work from home. You know, the biggest challenge was dealing with our gallery and the exposure artists get, as well as the public getting to see the arts, and our Arts in the Schools program. Their busiest time is during the spring, and they lost over 400 or 500 hours of in the schools time, which was, awful for the artists as well as especially for the kids that they didn't get that. But we have been working really hard at going virtual and making things more accessible virtually as far as our website and things like that. And it makes me nauseous to think about it. We're even working on going virtual for the Holiday Festival, which is our biggest event each year.
Wow.
That's over 100 artists in a 5-week festival in November and December. And so I'm kind of glad we've had this quiet time to to focus on how the heck to do that. I took advantage of the fact that both my sons who are college age were home from college and got them out of the house a bit and had them help me remodel, repaint, and recarpet the gallery and thrift store area that we have at Allied Arts.
That's awesome.
So that was really good.
Yeah.
And thanks to Great Floors, because they donated carpeting. They were cleaning out their storeroom and had carpeting to donate. So that was wonderful. So taking advantage of things from that direction and, making lemonade out of lemons, as you like to say,
Right.
and are very good at, by the way. Coming up with creative fundraisers like various things that you've helped with, as well as working with a lot of the other arts organizations has been huge.
Yeah. So Kelly, with budget cuts happening potentially this next year due to COVID, that's really going to affect the arts community and the arts budget in schools. How do you think that's going to affect everybody?
Well, it's anybody's guess right now as far as what's going to happen with the schools. And I think, it's sounding like it's on a district to district, the governor will make some decisions, but then also district to district and then within the schools themselves, how they're going to handle these things. And we're just trying to look at all our options and realize how important creativity is for these kids right now, because they are so focused on staring at screens that they need other ways to be innovative and express things besides just typing out on a keyboard. And so we're trying to come up with virtual things as well as Zoom type lessons, whatever we can come up with, because we don't know if the kids will be at home or if they'll be in schools, but will they be letting volunteers and teaching artists into the schools? We don't know at this point. So we're just trying to come up with a number of different options. And we're also working with some of the other sectors that do in the schools teaching, like the environmental organizations and stuff, as well as creative outdoor ideas, teaching outdoors, that kind of thing, to try to come up with as many options as we can to keep creativity in the schools, because it is so needed for these kids. They need these outlets and opportunities. And so we're hoping that that happens. And fortunately, my local funders realize how important it is and are supporting financially. It's just whether there's the time and the ability to be able to have contact with the kids.
So everything has kind of gone to online and online learning, and it's that tactical in-person thing is not really there a lot. So what have you noticed, or I guess what have you learned during this time that maybe you hadn't noticed before of how people being creative or innovative? What have you seen?
Well, my teaching artists have been fabulous of coming up with some great online art sessions for pretty much anybody. Rachel Simpson's one of our poster artists on how to do this, and she's done some great ones on how to paint with chocolate and painting with things from home, like paint with with mud and different things. And then probably I think the most exciting thing that I've watched happen is a program called the Whatcom Arts Project, and it was a group of the different arts organizations started chatting about what can we do for the community. And it's been amazing to watch this group grow. It's about 30 different arts organizations now here in Whatcom County that all meet regularly via Zoom, and they put together a great Facebook page. It's called the Whatcom Arts Project, and it's got all sorts of different activities put together by the different organizations. So it's a great way to learn about organizations you might not have known about. And each day is a different theme. So on Mondays is music day. And so they'll start in the morning doing a class. One of the organizations will promote a music lesson of some sort for kids. And then in the afternoon is education for older kids and adults. And then the evening is usually, would be a musical performance of some sort by one of the local organizations that has been pre-recorded. And sometimes they're live. And then Tuesdays is visual arts day. And that's where in the schools teaching artists might promote something, and various exhibits. And for instance, Western has done tours of their sculpture collection and in-depth things like that. So it's been a really fun project. It has expanded into a website that's hosted by the Whatcom Tourism Bureau. And that's called, that can be found by searching Whatcom Arts Project as well. And then they also have an Instagram page. And then we're also now just about to launch some group fundraising efforts to help the organizations and the artists in the community. That'll take place within the next couple of weeks. We'll be launching that, and I'll get you all that information
That
when
sounds
it's available.
great.
Really cool
Yeah.
stuff, really cool collaborative things. You know, it's taken kind of on its own life, and even King 5 Evening News has featured it as a really cool project that everybody's working on. And it's been a great way to get to know some of my counterparts in other organizations.
That's awesome. So how can people get involved with Allied Arts?
Well, you can go to our website. We've got all kinds of information there. We are a membership-based organization. If you want to get involved, we are always looking for volunteers as well. The website is alliedarts.org, pretty easy one. So yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff going on.
That's awesome. If you could leave people with a thought or message from this interview today, what would that be?
I am really liking the talk of how arts can unify and build compassion and an understanding. And it's been wonderful to watch in the Whatcom County community how that's been happening with all the chalk art and the pop-up performances and various different things. And so I just can't encourage people enough to be creative and share it with your neighbors. So get out there and enjoy it and be creative. And
Well, I appreciate everything that you do, Kelly.
well, thank you, Kevin, and
Yeah.
thank you for your help with it.
Oh, well, absolutely. And
It's a great board member.
Well, I just appreciate everything that Allied Arts does, and I appreciate what you do and how we've all pivoted during this time to be creative and to be helpful. And so thank you. Thank you for leading us in that direction.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed watching this episode of Bellingham Now. To see all of our episodes, go to BellinghamTonightShow.com.